Hello, I hope you're well. I'm going to be sharing with you in this video all the books we're going to be reading for 2026's Tay Book Club. I normally hold up the book at the beginning of the month that we're going to read, but I just thought get it all together in one video and then people will know what months they want to participate, what months you might have read the book so you might not want to. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to read all these books or what one of these books most interests you to read. So I'm going to get straight into it. I've got 12 books to talk about. So we're going to start off with January. January is always very cold. It's wintry. I want a long classic in January. So I have chosen Charles Dickens' The Old Curiosity Shop. And whenever people talk about Charles Dickens, they always say this is their favourite one. I have read A Christmas Carol from him and Great Expectations, but I've never read The Old Curiosity Shop. And this just always comes up as people's favourite, and they love the character of Nell. So Nell is living with her grandfather. He gets in terrible debt. And then there is this villainous character trying to track them down to get back money from the debt. Just sounded very interesting, and it's just so many people hype this book that I have quite high expectations for this. So we're going to be reading Great Expectations in January, and a lot of these books are classics, so you can find free audiobooks on YouTube if you wanted to audiobook along with reading or just audiobook it on its own. A lot of it is free on YouTube. So I'm excited to get into that. I have also never read any of these books here, so I'll be reading them for the first time with you. We then have Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. This is going to be February's read. It's the shortest month, so I chose the shortest thing for it. And also romance, Valentine's Day. I read this when I was at school, but I didn't really read it. You know, when at school everyone's reading aloud, they're like Claire, and then Claire has to read aloud, and it's like Hannah, and I'm like and you know, and you have to read aloud in a class. I used to always hate that when they'd like scream your name and you're just sitting there like, oh my god, please don't pick me, doth out now, like I don't know how to read this. And so I don't think I remember it that well, but obviously you read extracts of it, or they're on like social media, different passages for them, but to read it cover to cover without any kind of you need to read it to pass an exam, I'm interested to actually see what I think of this, if I still enjoy it or if I don't, what bit is my favourite bit within it. I think that'll be interesting. So we have Romeo and Juliet. That is the month of love, Valentine's, February. We then have March, and I thought, let's just have some fun. Let's go to Wonderland. Let's do Alice in Wonderland. But we're just doing Alice in Wonderland, not the second book, Look Through the Looking Glass, just Alice in Wonderland. And let's just have some fun with it. I read this years ago, and I don't think I got through it, and I thought it was nonsense. I was like, it's gibberish, it's nonsense, I don't understand it. And that was probably like 2014. And then I read extract of it, and I loved it. And I was like, oh, I love this passage. I love that passage. But I haven't read it the full way through since I was like, I don't get it. And I don't know what happened. Since giving birth, I love Alice in Wonderland. I look up quotes from Alice in Wonderland. Just the idea of she's like changed. She goes down this rabbit hole. She meets all these different people. Everything seems like it's nonsense, but it's changed. Like it just feels like a much deeper meaning, that when she says like, I'm not the same person as I was yesterday. And they're like, yeah, you're not. And like everyone is changing. You're not the same person you were before, and you can become something different if you want, if you take a chance by what route you go down. I just feel there's so much to Alice in Wonderland, so I'm gonna be reading that in March. We're gonna read that, and I'll be intrigued to see what I think of just the Alice in Wonderland cover to cover, what my opinions are on that. We then go into April, and for April I've chosen a book that I have always been so intrigued with because I love the Disney version of, and that is The Sword and the Stone. The Disney version is absolutely stunning. And when I picked this up, I thought, it's not going to be like the Disney at all. Like they probably took one scene from this book and that was it. And then the rest of the plot is completely different. But actually, no, it is the same. It's about a boy he's a foster son. No one really cares for him. And he spends all day playing, and he very much doesn't have any route he's going down in his life. He then meets Merlin, who is a wizard who is going to train him up and is going to make him his apprentice and teach him spells. Then the king dies, and there is a sword literally stuck in a stone, and all the men from around the country get told, if you can pull this sword out of this stone, then you are the faithful heir. You can become the next king, because the king never had a son. So all these strong men come from around the country and they're like, I'm going to do it, and none of them can. And I'll leave it at that. But I am very intrigued to actually read this because I do love the Disney version. This has just always intrigued me, Sword in a Stone. I think it's going to be maybe one of my favourite books. I don't know. I just get, you get good vibes from a book and you're like, I think I'm going to absolutely fall in love with you. So that is April's pick. We then have May. We're getting into spring. I thought, what about a little spring fling, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I tried reading this. There were loads of characters. I wasn't very good at the time. Again, this was in 2014. I wasn't very good at making notes, but I held on to this book with my little clutches just in case, because I thought this has inspired so many of my favourite things. Like, I love Bridget Jones's Diary, so really I should have read Pride and Prejudice. From Jane Austen, I have read Persuasion and Northanger Abbey, and I enjoyed both of them. So I should enjoy this. So I'm excited. If we're going to like this, or if we're going to be like, oh, God, no. Or if I'm going to be like, oh, actually, there's not as many characters as I thought. I'm going to be making a lot of notes for this book, I feel, just so I know everyone's relation to each other. I have watched Pride and Prejudice adaptations, but I don't really remember them. But it has been adapted into so many things like Bridget Jones's Diary. Like, the basic story of it. I'm just excited to get into this and see what I think about this in May. We then have June. It's the summer. We're going on a summer holiday and we are going into the mysterious lands, because I really don't know what to expect, of Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse. I have never read any Virginia Woolf. I got this when I was at university, but I didn't finish university and I never finished this book. So I've got to redeem myself. I've got to finish it. I've got to start it again, see what I feel about it. I had so many books to read at university that this was one. It was like on the reading list, you've got to read it. But we never got around to studying it, so that's why I didn't really need to read it. And I had 50 million other books to read. I don't really know what this is about, and it's very vague on the back. It's like they go on a family holiday. So, okay, we're on a family holiday. Marriage, parenthood, childhood, grief, tyranny, bitterness. That is all about those different things. Its use of stream of consciousness, shifting perspectives. It was published in 1927. People always say great things about this, but I don't know what it's about. And I quite like the mystery of not knowing what it's about. I quite like that. So that is for June. For June, we will be reading that. We then go into July. July's book is one that I actually picked up from a free library. And I said, I don't know anything. It's called Auntie, Mame. It's by Patrick Dennis. I don't know anything about this book. I don't know if I'm going to read it. And the comments were like, oh, Hannah, you have to read it. It was turned into a massive Hollywood film. Like, it's such a good film. You have to read the book. So I thought, why don't we just read the book all together? So this is about a woman. She is fabulous. She's stunning. She's fabulous. She's bohemian. She throws these classy, gorgeous cocktail parties. And all of a sudden, this 10-year-old boy turns up on her door. And it's her 10-year-old nephew who his parents have died. He has become an orphan and she needs to raise him. But she's eccentric. She doesn't know what she's doing with this boy. She doesn't know how to raise a child. She never wanted children of her own. She's having these mad parties. It sounds fabulous. It sounds so fabulous. It was also turned into a West End musical as well. And it just sounds like this fabulous, heartwarming tale. So Auntie Mame, I'm very excited to see what this has in store for us. We then move on to the wild card of the pile. This is a complete wild card, but I love this author. But I have no idea what we're going to think of this book because I haven't read it. And this is Faye Weldon. This is August's book, and it is The Lives and Loves of a She-Devil. Now, this was turned into a TV series, and people absolutely loved it. And I'm very excited. So it's about a woman who her husband leaves her for like this glamorous romance novelist, and she just wreaks revenge. She's like, my husband's left me for this lovely woman. I'm going to wreak revenge on him. That's all I know about it. But it's supposed to be very funny. Faye Weldon, I've read her book, The Fat Woman Joke, and that is such a good book. It's so, so funny. She's like just very witty. If you like films like Shirley Valentine, it's that kind of esque. And so I'm very excited to get into this. This is going to be a wild card. We may love or hate this. I have no idea because I don't really know too much about this. But I'm very excited to get into it. So that is August. We then have September, which in September, everyone's going back to school. So I thought, let's pick up a children's book for that. And I have picked up Hedi, which Hedi, I believe, is about a girl living with her grandparents in the mountains. And I don't know much else. I think it's going to be like Anne of Green Gables. And Anne of Green Gables is one of my all-time favourite books. So I'm really hoping Hedi, this is by Joanna Spree. I'm really hoping it's going to give me Anne of Green Gables vibes and I'm going to fall in love with Hedi. And so that's what we're reading back to school. We then go into the best months of the year, October. Love October. It's my son's birthday. It's a Halloween baby. It's on October, baby. October, it's Halloween. It's the most wonderful time of the year for me. It's pumpkin patches. It's joyful. And so I thought we would actually do a bit of a tie-in of 2025's Halloween. So I chose for this month's, for October's book club 2025, I chose The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And in that book, any book you buy of Sleepy Hollow, it normally comes with the second story, which I don't think is related to Sleepy Hollow. It's called Rip Van Winkle, and it's just a little short story, and there's so many audiobooks of it in October. I'm just like, I wish it was in October. I wish I was back with pumpkin patches. Sorry. On YouTube, there's so many audiobooks of it. So we're going to be reading Van Winkle. That'll be October's Tay Bookclub pick. And it's just a short read. We're all busy in October. Let's be honest. We're Halloween people. We're putting up Halloween decorations. We're going to pumpkin patches. We're having pumpkin spice. Like, we're doing things. We're busy. So as we are, Halloween people, I thought maybe like a quick read, and that'd be quite nice, because then if you did buy Sleepy Hollow to read along with the Tay Book Club this year, then you'll like finish off the book nicely by reading that as well. So yeah, just like a fun little read for that. We then have November, and that is when the most amazing person was born. It's my birthday. Cringe. I was so cringe. Oh my God. I mean, has anyone seen that meme? And it's like a husky dog, and it's like, sometimes someone amazing walks into your life. Well, here I am. That's me. Ew. Anyway, November. It is my birthday month. So I thought, choose one of my favourite authors, but also it's cold, it's wintry, so we're going to do a Mary Shelley, and we're going to read, this is a controversial one, Mathilda. Mathilda is a very controversial novella that she wrote, and it's basically about a girl who, she wasn't raised with her father. She then meets her father and then has weird feelings towards him because she didn't know him as her dad. So it's all very confusing and odd. But it starts, this woman, she's on her deathbed, like that. She's on her deathbed and she says, I've got to tell you about when I was younger, when I met my father. And then it goes into it. Ooh, chilling. So we're going to read Mathilda in November. I'm very excited for all our opinions on that. I have read this, but like ages ago, so long ago you don't really remember stuff about it. Also, I'll be interesting to see if I change my opinion on it, because I enjoyed it when I read it before. I thought it was great, but I wonder if now I'll be like, I'll have different opinions. It'll be interesting to see, because it was so long ago. So Mathilda is November's read by Mary Shelley. We then, for December, it's Christmas time. We want to get Christmas, we want to get cozy. Charles Dickens just always comes to mind at Christmas time, but I thought A Christmas Carol, let's do something else. Let's do Oliver Twist. Now, I have read some of this. It reads like a series of short stories, like a lot of Dickens' works, because it was serialised in newspapers. He didn't publish it in one hit. Each week he would publish a new instalment into the newspaper and write it like around that time, so he hadn't written the whole thing in one shebang. And so it does read like a series of short stories. I'm excited. I'm excited to complete Oliver Twist. I feel like this is such a book that like you have to read. He's always on like the top 100 books of all time. It's always Oliver Twist. So I really want to read it. I really want to get it read, do it, be there with Nancy singing on tables, tap dancing. Obviously it's not going to be like the musical. I love the Oliver Twist musical so much. I love the character of Nancy so much. But I know it's not going to be the same as that. It's going to be different. But I think it'd be interesting. Oliver Twist, Charles Dickens, Christmas. That sounds like a kind of perfect time when it's wintry and cold and we're on the streets of Dickensian, dirty, nasty London, and there's Sykes is over there and Nancy's lovely over here. very excited for all of these books. Oh, I'm so excited to read them. Tell me what ones you're going to read. If you're going to read every single one along with me, that would be amazing. But if you're like, yeah, I've read this one, I've read that one, actually I want to read this one, it sounds so interesting to me, then let me know. I lent more to classics because when I started this channel, really it was just me talking about like a lot of classics. So I thought, why not read the ones that I haven't read yet, that I really am intrigued by and I have bought over the years because they intrigued me so much. So we are starting out first with, of course, The Old Curiosity Shop. I'm so excited to get into this. It is bitterly cold in England. It is freezing cold. We're getting like 3 p.m. It's dark outside. So I am getting ready to snuggle up and read that book. I'm very excited. So let me know if you're going to read along with January's book. And I hope there is at least one book in this video that you think, yes, I'm going to read that along for Tay Book Club. So how you take part in Tay Book Club is it's very easy. You don't have to download an app. You don't have to send this here and then copy this link. No, it's very simple. What you do is you can send me, you read the book, and at the end of the month, you can send me your review of it via the email address down below or my Instagram. And I'll put up a picture of the book at the beginning of the month so you can leave it in the comments of that Instagram picture or my email, and I will read your review aloud in my video. If you watch my Tay Book Club videos, I hold up the book, I give my opinions, and then I read all your reviews on it and I comment on your reviews. So they're just my favourite videos on this channel, to be perfectly honest, because they're interactive. They're a video where we actually get to interact with each other. My camera is running out of battery because this video has been so long. Please read along with Tay Book Club in 2026 and tell me what books you'll be reading along. I'm going to end this video here.